So are you absolutely sure about the status of your Montana driver's license? Whether you're starting a brand new job, planning a big road trip, or honestly, just looking for some peace of mind, knowing your license status is absolutely crucial. In this explainer, we're going to take you step by step through exactly how to check your Montana driver's license status online. We'll make sure you have all the information you need, literally, without even having to leave your couch. Okay, let's dive right into this, because navigating the whole bureaucratic maze of state motor vehicle systems, well, it can seem pretty daunting. But today, we're breaking the whole shebang down, so you can easily verify your status, understand the systems they've got in place, and recognize exactly what's at stake here.
It's a simple question, right? But take a second to really think about it. Are you absolutely certain your Montana driver's license is valid right this second? Because, well, the surprising reality is that it's actually incredibly easy to have a suspended license without even knowing it. Maybe a traffic ticket got lost in the mail, or a tiny little fine just slipped your mind. The real-world implications of this are huge. I mean, from suddenly losing the ability to commute to your job to failing a pre-employment background check, driving on a suspended license, even if it's a total accident, can completely turn your life upside down.
All right, let's move into Section 1, the stakes of license status.
Knowing your status isn't just about dodging a traffic ticket, It's really about safeguarding your livelihood, your everyday mobility, and your legal standing. Let's look at what happens when things actually go wrong. This quote you're seeing here, it's pulled directly from a real suspension notice referenced in a lawsuit called DeFrancesco versus Bullock. It reads, "Your driver's license and/or driving privilege is suspended indefinitely." Now, that is a seriously chilling sentence to find in your mailbox. If you drive with a suspended license, you are stepping into some dangerous legal territory. It sets off these compounding consequences that just snowball, pulling you way deeper into the legal system and making it so much harder to get back on the road legally.
So the key here is understanding exactly how the state tracks your driving behavior over time. And the number 30 is kind of the magic, or actually the really dangerous number in this scenario. In Montana, if you rack up 30 conviction points on your driving record within a 3-year window, the state officially slaps you with the label habitual traffic offender. And that's not just a slap on the wrist, folks. Hitting that 30-point mark triggers an automatic 3-year revocation of your driving privileges. 3 whole years. So understanding this point system is vital to making sure you never get anywhere near that threshold. Moving right along to Section 2, DOJ versus MDT rules.
To check your status without a bunch of headaches, you first need to know exactly which door to knock on. It's like a giant puzzle. The Department of Justice, specifically their Motor Vehicle Division, handles your standard in-state driver's licenses and vehicle registrations. On the flip side, the Montana Department of Transportation, or MDT, they handle the interstate and heavy commercial vehicles. When you're jumping online to check your status, you really want to make sure you're heading straight to the official DOJ portal at dojmt.gov. That way, you totally avoid those shady third-party scam sites that try to charge you a bunch of unnecessary hidden fees.
Okay, let's jump into Section 3, online verification and fees.
All right, before you even start clicking around, you got to gather your necessary info. You're going to need your full legal name, your date of birth, your driver's license number, and maybe even the last 4 digits of your social security number. Having all of that ready to go is going to make the whole process completely seamless. Now, once you have all that, the state gives you a few different pathways. If you just want some quick peace of mind to see if your license is active or suspended, definitely use the Driver License Sanctions portal. It's totally free, and it updates in real time. But let's say you're applying for a job that needs your full driving history. For that, you'll go through the official online portal to purchase an online motor vehicle record, or MVR, which costs $7.87. Basically, you log in, punch in your license number and birth date, pay the fee, and boom, you immediately get an uncertified printout. Oh, and quick tip, if you run into annoying issues like website errors or it says your ID isn't found, double-check that you're typing your name exactly as it's printed on your physical license. Typos are literally the #1 cause of system errors here.
So once you actually pull that paid motor vehicle record, what do you get? Well, here's exactly what comes back to you or to your potential employer. You're going to see your identifying info and the all-important license status. That status is going to explicitly say valid, suspended, or expired. It'll also list any specific restrictions you might have, like if you're required to wear glasses while driving. On top of that, it details your past convictions and any traffic accidents. Understanding this stuff is absolutely key. Valid obviously means you're good to go. Suspended means the state put a temporary hold on your driving privilege. And expired just means it's time to renew. Make sure you read through the whole thing carefully to spot any weird discrepancies.
Next up is Section 4, navigating suspensions and law. So the state's administrative rules have actually gone through some pretty massive overhauls recently.
and these directly impact how and why licenses get suspended in the first place. Historically, if a driver couldn't afford to pay their court-ordered fines, their license was just automatically and indefinitely suspended. But following a major civil rights lawsuit known as DiFrancesco v. Bullock, the state legislature passed House Bill 217. This completely overhauled the system. It actually removed those automatic suspensions for people who failed to pay fines solely due to indigence, which basically means an inability to afford them. The whole goal here was to make sure folks aren't just trapped without a license, completely unable to drive to work, simply because they're facing financial hardship.
However, and this is a really big however, folks, despite those reforms, driving while suspended remains a remarkably serious offense in Montana. It's what the legal world calls an absolute liability offense. This literally means that even if you had absolutely no idea your license was suspended, you can still be convicted. No excuses. And the penalties? They are strict. We're talking mandatory jail time of up to 6 months, a fine that can hit $500, and 6 more points tacked on your driving record. And as we know, that just pushes you dangerously close to that 30-point habitual offender revocation we talked about earlier.
All right, let's look at Section 5, Commercial Driving Record Checks.
Now, for anyone out there holding a CDL, those standard checks we just covered, yeah, they aren't quite enough. If you're looking to become a commercial driver, you have to complete what's called Entry-Level Driver's Training, or ELDT. The state has a very specific step-by-step digital process for this. Step 1, you have to create an Okta Montana account. This is basically the state's highly secure digital identity platform. Step 2, log right into the MDT Classrooms portal. And Step 3, submit your name, date of birth, and license number to kick off your mandatory background check. It's a very structured pathway, but it's totally designed to keep commercial training safe and highly regulated.
And what about the employers themselves? The businesses actually hiring these commercial drivers. Well, the state uses a specialized contracted third-party system called VITU for them. This system lets authorized entities like auto dealers, insurance companies, and even the courts legally pull full driving histories and vehicle records in bulk. It is essentially the designated digital backbone for all commercial and enterprise-level record verification across Montana.
Let's wrap up the process with Section 6, Resolving Holds and Reinstatement. So what happens if you check your status online and, you find out your license is actually not in good standing? Well, here is your action plan, and we'll use the Helena Municipal Court as our prime example here. First things first, you have to submit a formal petition to the court requesting them to release the hold. Second, you absolutely must attend a scheduled status hearing. Seriously, your license will stay suspended if you just don't show up. Third, you've got to fulfill whatever specific requirements the judge hands down. And finally, you have to pay a reinstatement fee directly to the DOJ Motor Vehicle Division.
And I'm sure you're wondering, what exactly is that fee? Well, it's a standard $100. This is a strict, non-refundable reinstatement fee required by state law. Now, do you remember those legal reforms we were discussing a minute ago? There is an exception here. This $100 fee gets completely waived if a court has previously found the driver to be indigent for the purpose of being assigned a public defender. But for the vast majority of standard reinstatements, you should definitely expect to pay this $100 to finally clear your slate.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground today, haven't we? From navigating those DOJ portals and making sense of the fees, to the stark legal realities of a license suspension. I want to leave you with this final kind of provocative thought. If your livelihood depended on it tomorrow morning, could you quickly prove your driving record is 100% clean? Don't wait for a stressful background check or a surprise traffic stop to find out the hard way. Take action. Go check your license status today using the state's free sanctions portal. And just a quick heads up, the information in this explainer is accurate based on our source materials as of right now. But you know how it goes, administrative rules and fees can definitely change. So always refer directly to the official Montana Department of Justice website or consult a legal professional for the absolute most current information. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. And hey, stay safe out there on the roads.